Well, we're still on baby watch here on the homestead. Coco is so uncomfortable. She's just so pregnant. Yesterday when I checked on them and brought you along, Princess wasn't really acting like she was near the end. However, this morning when I've come out to check on her, she has been laying down constantly and has had some labored breathing, like her babies are getting so big inside of her that it's hard for her to breathe. I actually know what that feels like, and any of you ladies out there who've been at the end of your pregnancy, you remember what it's like to have just so much baby inside of you, you can barely breathe. That's where they're at. On our homestead, we keep Nigerian dwarf goats. They're dairy goats. And we keep them for milk. Nigerian dwarfs, for being a small goat, one of the miniature goats, they really do still produce a lot of milk for their size. And Nigerian dwarf milk is actually the highest in butterfat content, which means it is one of the sweetest types of milk that you can get aside from cow's milk. Over the years, I've been brave about trying several things using goat milk. I make goat milk cheese, goat milk pudding. I've tried cream cheese, although it didn't work out as a failure. And I've tried kefir, like the milk kefir, whatever you call that. But I've always been a little bit afraid of trying yogurt with goat's milk. I've heard from a couple different people that, oh, it's just a really tedious process, so I've just never done it. Well, recently we were contacted by a company to see if we wanted to try out one of their products. It is an electric pressure cooker, similar to an Instant Pot. And to be honest, I already have an Instant Pot, so I wasn't very interested until I discovered that you could make yogurt in it. And this particular model of electric pressure cooker had it just a yogurt setting, a yogurt button. So even though we don't really do a whole lot of product reviews on our homestead, I decided, why not? If I can gain some confidence and start making goat milk yogurt for our family, that's just another thing that I don't need to buy at the grocery store. The brand name of the electric pressure cooker that I'm trying is called Cosori. And this particular model is a 9-in-1. It is a 6-quart capacity. And so I decided for my very first time ever making homemade yogurt that I would do it with you guys and bring you along and just go through it. I've had a chance to use the Cosori electric pressure cooker for about a week or so, and I've been using it quite a bit, to be honest, because our oven's not working right. And when we do all homemade meals on the homestead, not to have an oven, that's been quite a challenge. But it's forced me to use this Cosori electric pressure cooker and to try it out. So I want to take you into the kitchen and get started with the yogurt, tell you a little bit about the electric pressure cooker, and then in the end we'll try some yogurt for the very first time. I'm going to be making 1 quart of yogurt, or 4 cups. I'm starting with raw goat's milk, which is whole goat's milk. You don't need to use raw milk because the first part of this process is going to be pasteurizing the milk. And you don't need to use whole milk either if you don't want to. You can use 2% or something. But keep in mind that the more fat is naturally in the milk, the creamier and thicker that the yogurt's going to be. We prefer thick yogurt on our homestead, like Greek yogurt, so I'm going to be sticking with what I have, which is the raw whole goat's milk. So the first step is really easy. We're just going to put 4 cups of the milk into the pressure cooker. We're going to put the lid on. So we're going to press the yogurt button, and then we're going to press the adjust button. By pressing the adjust button, it will change the program to boil so that it can pasteurize the milk first. When we're done here, we're gonna press on and start. When it's finished, it'll beep and let us know, and then we'll move on to the next step. Well, it just beeped, and so apparently this is supposed to be pasteurized. So I'm gonna open it up and use my little thermometer and make sure it's 180 degrees. It sure is. So now we need to take this out of here and let it cool back down. It seems kind of bizarre that you heat it up to let it cool down, but I am going to follow the instructions. So we need to have it come down to about 110 degrees. We can pull it out and just set it on a cooling rack or on a towel and let it cool down by itself. But I'm going to run some cold water in the sink to see if I can speed that up a little bit. This next process where we will mix in the starter and let it just kind of sit warmly in the pressure cooker is going to take about 8 hours, and I didn't plan very well. So I want to speed this up so I can actually get this done and in the refrigerator by bedtime. It will be really nice though for the kids to wake up and have some homemade yogurt. They are really excited to try this. Well, it is cooled down. The next step is to add in a starter to your milk mixture and then let it incubate for 8 to 10 hours. Because I've never made yogurt before, I don't have my own homemade yogurt starter. In that case, I bought some just plain yogurt, which doesn't have any sweetener or any flavorings in it. I bought it from the store. I also double checked and made sure that it has all of the live cultures. We need the active cultures from this starter into our milk mixture. That's what makes it yogurt. And I will be using just a couple tablespoons of that within my mixture. First, I'm going to add a couple tablespoons of this yogurt just to a separate glass dish. It could be a bowl or a glass, a cup, or whatever. And then I'm going to add some of this warm milk to it. And I'm going to stir it up just so that it can incorporate into this milk mixture, so we can work out any of the lumps before we add it into our larger batch of milk mixture. It's just going to be easier to control like this. That looks perfect. So I'm going to pour this in here, and then I'm going to gently mix this all up in the pressure cooker, just gently and lightly to combine the yogurt starter with the current pasteurized milk mixture. I'm going to put the lid back on. Now we're going to hit the yogurt button again, and it will set itself for 8 hours. Okay, I'm going to press the on start button, and we're just going to let this cook and incubate for the next 8 hours. Now, if you would like your yogurt to be tangier in flavor, you can extend this incubation period to 10 hours. I'm going to try it first on 8, hoping that the kids will like it just as is. From what I understand, homemade yogurt isn't as sour, and so probably doesn't need any or as much flavoring. In the morning, I'm going to have the kids try the yogurt with a little bit of jam. Okay, let me show you guys a little bit about this Cosori 6-quart 9-in-1 electric pressure cooker. So I just want to show you what comes along with this particular model. It's really just a standard electric pressure cooker. There are several versions on the market. The lid twists and pulls off like anything else. It has a vent top up here, and it actually has an emergency vent spot here. I don't think that my other model has one. And it also in the back has a removable cup to catch any condensation, so it doesn't just pour out onto your counter, which I think is really nice. The display is really very similar to other types of electric pressure cookers where the buttons show you the programs, and then it has opportunities to manually adjust temperatures, pressures, and do manual cooking programs. Let me show you some of the other things that comes with it. 2 different types of spoons come with it, which seems kind of standard with these electric pressure cookers. It comes with a steamer stand, not a basket, but a stand. This model comes with a replacement gasket for inside of your lid for the pressure cooker. My other model did not come, my other cooker didn't come with that. I think it's actually really smart of them to include this. And let me show you actually my favorite item that's included with this pressure cooker. It's a glass lid. This is really similar to like a crock pot lid or a slow cooker lid, but really this can be used for any cooking that is not pressurized cooking, which I really appreciate. If I want to be sauteing something or cover this so that I can boil something, I don't want to have to use this really bulky, awkward top. I think this is a huge advantage over the other types of electric pressure cookers that are out there. And of course it comes with the metal inside bowl. It just sits right down in there. And if you're using the glass top just sits right on top, and it's a really nice snug fit. Lastly, it comes with a little bit of information. It comes with, you know, a regular how-to guide, which is nice. It has some good charts in there. And then there's a cookbook, which is pretty standard to be included with one of these sets. It does include 1 or 2 recipes that uses pretty much every one of the program function buttons on here, which I really appreciate it. Some of the program features that I really like on here that are a bit unique from the model of Instant Pot that I have and just Instant Pots in general. The first one is this has a yogurt program. Now that is different than what I have on my model of Instant Pot, but come to find out there are other Instant Pot models that also include a yogurt program. But a couple other different things. Rather than just a rice program, they split that out between 2. There's a white rice program and a brown rice program. I do appreciate that they've separated those 2 functions out because I do believe both types of rice cook differently. This version also splits out the difference between steaming vegetables and steaming potatoes. And there's also a pasta setting. Now I know on other models you can boil pasta, cook pasta, but this one actually has a pasta setting right in its program. Now the last thing that I really like about this model in particular is the price. I jumped on Amazon because I do a ton of Amazon shopping, and I compared this model with the equivalent, or what is the easiest, best comparable equivalent of an Instant Pot, a 9-in-1, and this model here, the Cosori, is about $40 cheaper before the discount code that we have available to our viewers and subscribers. Well, it's after 11 o'clock at night and the yogurt's done, so I think I'll take a look at it, put it in a different container, put it in the fridge, and then have the kids taste it in the morning. Well, looks like it worked. After I started pouring it, I realized that there was a lot more liquid, a lot more whey than I had anticipated, and I know that my family isn't going to like that mixed in with the yogurt, so I decided to strain it before I put it into cups for the kids to eat from. And I'm going to cover it and put it in the refrigerator overnight so that all of the liquid, all of the whey can drain out of it, and that will leave us with a nice thick consistency for our yogurt. Good morning, everybody. Samantha's gonna be our taste tester of the yogurt. I put some strawberry jam on top, so we'll see what she thinks. You can either eat it like that or mix it up. It doesn't have any any sugar in the yogurt at all. Is
That's
it good?
really good.
Yeah? How's the texture?
It's good.
I strained it overnight.
Yeah, it's really good.
Good. With the strawberry? Good. All right. Yay, it's a winner. Well, luckily, it turns out that it was so easy, especially with an electric pressure cooker with a yogurt button on it. If you guys are interested in picking up one of those Cosori electric pressure cookers, we've actually secured a discount code for you guys, and I'll go ahead and leave that in the description below, and I'll also tag it in a comment. I really appreciate you coming along with me today while I try out making homemade yogurt for the very first time. I'm so happy that we like it. Now I can start making it from home all of the time. Hey, if you like this video and you're not a subscriber yet, right now is the perfect time to hit the subscribe button below. If you could share it with your friends and family, we would really appreciate that. Thank you to all of our traditionalists who come back 5 days a week to see all of our new videos. Until next time, you guys, thanks so much for stopping by the homestead. Take care, and God bless.